Rachel Hull for NESN.com here with Yankees clubhouse reporter Meredith Marakovits. First off, welcome to Boston.
Thanks, good to be back.
So you've been doing this for 7 years. You've been here a lot. What's your favorite part about Fenway Park?
I think the fact that there's so much history here, like a Yankee Stadium, an organization that's been around for a while, the amount of passion the fans have and the history combines to make it a really special place.
How fun is this for you when there's so much buzz around these two franchises and you're coming into Fenway for their first series of the season?
It's always a lot more fun when both teams are playing well or expected to do well for the season, because it just seems like people are a little bit more fiery. It means a little bit more. But I don't think we can lose sight of the fact that it's so early in the season. You're not necessarily going to look back on these games and say, oh, I can't believe what they did in April. You know, the guys look at it sometimes as maybe a bigger series just due to the fact that there's so much, I'll call it fan participation from the Boston fans.
Now you mentioned that fan participation. I know from the players' perspective, it is a tough place to play. When you come in here and you're reporting on the game and you're seeing things kind of behind the scenes, do you get that vibe that it's pretty tough atmosphere here in Fenway Park?
I could definitely see that, and I've spoken to players in the past that say this is one of the loudest, most raucous crowds that they come encounter with. Toronto, a pretty bad one as well. They're pretty they're not kind up there either.
I thought Canadians are supposed to be nice.
You'd think so, but it's just fun to see. Northeast baseball is a different animal than West Coast baseball, and even baseball in the South. There's just so much passion from the fans.
Well, the Yankees, they were making a lot of moves this offseason, and I think Red Sox fans, they were definitely sweating at one point. I mean, what has you guys most excited for the season?
I think the power potential. You look at that lineup, and even though they're not 100% healthy right now, they have Greg Bird on the DL and Aaron Hicks on the DL, and when you get those guys back, that lineup will be a little bit more complete. But when you look at the fact that Giancarlo Stanton hit 59 home runs last year, he's the reigning National League MVP. Aaron Judge, an unbelievable rookie campaign, 52 home runs for him. Just those guys alone. Then you group in Sanchez, you group in Didi Gregorius, who hit 25 last year and missed a month of the season. 1 through 9, that lineup is going to be tough to get through. So I think you look at the offense, if you look at maybe question marks, their bullpen hasn't been as good as expected early on, and there's question as to whether or not that starting rotation can go guy for guy against the Red Sox rotation, which I know has started the season really well.
Well, the Red Sox, they are off to a strong start at 8-1. It's their best start in franchise history. What's the buzz like in the New York media about the Red Sox right now?
Well, I think you knew coming into the season that these two teams were going to be going head-to-head, and it was going to mean something. And the Red Sox, obviously off to the good start that you mentioned, the Yankees hoping that they would have been able to get out to a start like that. But I think there's recognition there that the rotation is good. That's a scary set of guys that you have to face. And tonight's lineup in particular, or matchup I should say in particular, between Severino and Sale, that's the type of matchup you want to see in this series. So, you know, I think it's so early in the season. This will always be a rivalry regardless of when they meet throughout the course of the season, but people are going to be tuning in tonight, that's for sure.
Well, there's a lot to look forward to over these next 3 nights. Now, Meredith, where can we find more from you?
Well, you can find me on YesNetwork.com. Also on the actual Yes Network, we'll have our pregame show starting at 6:30 today. I believe we have a BP show today, so that starts at 6. So check out all of our stuff. And then on Twitter, M_Marakovits. You're not going to know how to spell that, so I'll spell it for you. Marakovits. So if you want to find more about the Yankees and about myself, that's where you can find me.
Thank you so much.